after a man's been chasing Satan all the way from here to Austin. Yes, sirree, Bob. Yes, sirree, Bob, you gotta sweeten yourself with prayer.
Yes, sirree, Bob. That is an ironic form of agreement. It's similar to absolutely. So if somebody says, don't you think that girl is hot? You could respond, absolutely. Or you could respond, yes, sirree, Bob. And apparently this is an old expression, and people might have said, yes, sirree, and people still do. The Bob apparently is a euphemism for God. Because back in the olden days, you were not supposed to use the word God in a frivolous manner. So people would say, if they wanted to do something or make an informal promise, instead of saying, so help me God, they would say, so help me Bob. So this is a way of kind of making a promise and maybe not having it be so solemn if you were calling on God to help you make the promise. Okay, so yes sirree or yes sirree Bob means the same as absolutely, no doubt, no question, without a doubt. Other forms of affirmation. You can also say no sirree or no sirree Bob if you disagree. And also sometimes you will be asked to disagree. They don't really want you to agree. So nowadays it's used mostly in a joking manner. So if your boss asks you to do something and you say, yes, sirree, Bob, that's insubordinate. So it's not a good phrase to use in that context. Back when I was a young thing, we used to study a lot. And then we'd all get together, we'd study, and then somebody would say, everybody want to party? Is it time to party yet? And then people would say, yes, sirree, Bob. And then that was the signal to stop studying for the day and start partying. You see it a lot on TV where the subject of Michael Jordan comes up. And every time people say his name, somebody has to say, you know something? I think he was the greatest basketball player in the history of basketball. Which everybody knows already. But then the typical response to that from one of the other newscasters will be, yes, sirree, Bob, he certainly was. So that's a way of ironically agreeing with the original statement. There was also a court TV show where the judge asked one of the witnesses whether he knew the person that they were referring to, and he responded, yes, sirree, Bob. And the judge got very angry. She started pounding on her gavel and said, don't you talk like that to me in this court. So, as you can see, yes, sirree, Bob, it has a certain ironic, comical element to it, which makes it funny on the one hand, but can also make it insulting on the other in the wrong situations. And as everybody knows, in court, you should address the judge as your honor, and you should not say, yes, sirree. You should say, yes, sir, your honor. That's the respectful way to address a judge. ESL-fullsteamahead.com